I'm Steph. I'm Head of Communications at Encouraging Women into Franchising, and we are working with the BFA to produce a series, which is what this panel discussion is about, looking at how franchising can help women become business owners in your own right. And I'm really excited to invite you to join us as we have this discussion today. As you can see, I'm joined by some incredible women in franchising, and I'm just going to invite you, each ladies, to just introduce yourselves and talk about, just very briefly who you are, what your brand is, and what you do. And I'm going to start with the person to my lower, which is Hannah.
I'm Hannah Evans-Genosi. I'm the marketing manager for Fast Signs, and we specialise in signs, graphics and all visual communications.
Angela?
Hello, I'm Angela. I'm the founder of Lingotop. We teach languages to kids. We're a 100% female network by accident rather than by design, but I'm sure we'll get to that in a minute.
Tina?
Hi, I'm Tina Decker. I am the Chief Legal and Franchising Officer for McDonald's UK and Ireland. We have 92% of our restaurants in the UK and Ireland are franchised. So I think everyone knows our brand though. So
yeah. And Max?
Hi, I'm Mags Fuller. I'm Finance Director and co-owner of the Alternative Board in the UK, and we run peer advisory boards for SME businesses.
Thank you very much. And Jen?
So I'm Jen Chapman. I'm the Business Ops Manager for the British Franchise Association. And after nearly 10 years in the industry, I think I can say that I've well and truly caught the franchising bug. And to have the opportunity to help encourage more women into franchising is a bit of an honour, really. So it's great to be here.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jen, because obviously I am part of an organisation and we encourage women into franchising. So I don't actually own a franchise myself. But speaking to each of you ladies, in terms of franchisees joining your network, I'm going to direct this to Tina. Does a franchisee need to have any prior experience? And if so, what kind of experience do you particularly look for?
So I would say in assessing franchisee applicants, we look at really a broad range of transferable skills. So this could include business acumen, financial understanding, leadership skills, people management, and really any kind of broad experience in customer-facing roles that demonstrate an understanding of consumer expectations. So it's not necessary to have specific restaurant experience because we provide comprehensive training, which includes on-the-job training in the restaurants, but you do need to be comfortable kind of rolling up your sleeves, getting in the trenches, working in a fast-paced restaurant team, and I would say, in other words, just willing to make French fries.
Thank you for that. And in terms of key personal attributes that you look for in an ideal franchisee, Hannah, what is it that you particularly look for?
I think in our industry, with Fast Signs and the visual graphics that we produce, it can be perceived as being quite a masculine industry. And I think that's a really unfair interpretation of what we do. In terms of what we look for, we would want someone to be really conscientious and be able to empathise with the customer, to understand exactly what they want for their business, because ideally signage isn't just about the visual that gets put up, it's the journey behind it, the messaging behind it. So it's really about being able to understand what the customer wants, for the franchisee to be able to empathise with that, to be able to understand what they want, then manage and work with a team, building relationships with the customer and also the centre team to be able to produce the signage that achieves the customer's goal. And then, just to be able to have the confidence to share ideas with the customer and be able to say, we are the signage experts. And in terms of new franchisees coming on board, just a willingness to learn the model and learn what we do, that's the most important thing we would really need from any of our franchisees.
And Mags, from you with the alternative board, so is there a preference over prior experience or like personal key attributes?
Because we, our main aim is to help business owners get more out of their business for themselves, so that they stop feeling like they're on a sort of hamster wheel and they're employed rather than actually owning the business. So it's really important that any of our prospective franchisees have an element of business experience. They need to have credibility and gravitas in front of other business owners. Not necessarily had the t-shirt, been there, done that, but certainly to a degree they have to have that. But in terms of the attributes, actually, every prospective franchisee that comes through to a discovery day at TAB will have some sort of business experience. They've worked in corporate, or they've had their own business. For us, actually, the sort of two of the key attributes, I guess, are a curiosity. It's really important that our franchisees are interested in the business owners that they sit in front of, because if they're not interested in the outcome that they can help them achieve. And the other thing is, and it's probably a really bandied about word, but is resilience, because whatever anybody says, whether you're setting up a business anyway or a franchise, certainly the first year at least is really, really hard work. And we're really transparent about that with our prospective franchisees, and they will get no's, and some of them aren't used to getting no's, and it's being able to just dust that off, accept it, move on, and go for the next yes. So I think that's sort of resilience, and that definitely comes with time, because you start to realize that actually the no's, sometimes it might have been your fault because you didn't really maybe explain things well, and sometimes it might just be because TAB isn't right for them, or they weren't right for TAB, and that's okay. So it's just being able to keep going, specifically in that sort of first difficult year.
And Angela, would you say that was the same? So for you guys at Lingotop, is it largely about sort of that personal attitude and transferable skills?
Everything everyone said so far is just so perfect. It is about transferable skills. When you're a small business owner, and our franchisees are, you just have to be a little bit of a jack of all trades. So you need to do a little bit of everything. So that willingness to learn, that entrepreneurial spirit is really important. And not be scared to ask for help, because that's what we're here for. Resilience and tenacity, because when you're in business for yourself, it is a roller coaster. We try and flatten out those dips a little bit, to help support you, but you do need to be resilient. That's really important. But because we work with kids, it's really important as well that you're smiley and you like children.
What I'm hearing a lot is that for women to start a business under a franchise, they don't need to have any prior experience of running a business, or of having to be in a particular kind of sector. And what we're hearing a lot about is the confidence, and for women to find the confidence to take that step, to approach a franchise, to run a business. And obviously that's something that each of you are able to support with and help with. So in terms of that self-belief of running a business, particularly those areas that women may not be as au fait with, like the finance element. So what kind of things do you have in place to be able to support that? Angela, I'm going to come back to you.
This was the number one issue throughout our whole franchise recruitment process. The number of hours I've spent on the phone speaking to amazing women who were just terrified because they had no business experience. So my lockdown project was to create a qualification in exactly this. So as Lingotop, we already were a qualifications centre. We offer teaching qualifications for our staff. But it was the business thing. So we've created a level 3 award in business franchise, and it's pretty unique. It's really, really practical. So it has 4 modules. One of them will take you through how to write a business plan. One will take you through how to do a cash flow forecast. there's a module on all things marketing, and the final module in launching your business and then kind of reflecting on that afterwards. And that one thing has absolutely helped transform the confidence and the mindset of people who join us. We always did that before, and I'm sure that every franchisor, if I know, every franchisor gives that training, but I think just having that made more official through a qualification has really helped people's confidence when they join us.
Yeah, I can imagine. And obviously Tina with McDonald's is quite a lot in terms of the confidence levels to be able to run such a big name in that kind of sense. So what kind of support and confidence are you able to instill in the franchisees?
Yeah, I think it's a really important question, because I do think that this is one of the big barriers for women even considering coming into franchising. I think the franchise model is actually the best way to overcome any apprehension you might have as a woman to becoming your own business owner. So at McDonald's, we have a very intense training program that really just the practical side of it is a 6 to 9 month full-time in the restaurants. You actually work in every single role from crew member all the way up to business manager as part of it. But the other, I think, softer side of it is you have a current franchisee as a sponsor, which is a good, safe place to be able to ask questions, one of your colleagues. The finance side is generally a challenge for many people coming out of the corporate world. So that is a key aspect of spending some time face-to-face with the finance team, both before you get your restaurant. They work very closely with the franchisee to help them navigate how to obtain financing, what are the resources that we have in terms of the partnerships that we have with banks. But then once you get your restaurant, being available to come in and sit down with you and walk through the P&L, help you optimize, certain aspects, your labor. And then I think the other key thing that really helps with the confidence is that every franchisee has their own McDonald's franchise consultant. So that person is available day to day to help you work through any issues. So it could be from recruiting to what IT challenges you might have, or managing through those technology issues, what investments might be needed in the restaurant, really any places where you may not have anticipated that your skills are not sort of fit to address those issues, and they're there to provide you with support, but then also kind of a lifeline to the center as well, to get you the corporate support that you might need in order to ensure that, the goal for everyone is that every franchisee is successful. So that's the key. And in particular, just around, making sure that you can, it's a huge staff. Each restaurant has 100 employees average. So that sometimes is also quite a daunting task to take on when you step into a restaurant. Now you have a team of 100 people that you're leading. So I think there are so many resources along the way to help people build their confidence that should not be a barrier to women being brave and taking the chance on franchising.
And that's
sorry,
Steph, go.
So
the one thing the main thing probably that I love about franchising is what you've both touched on there, about the fact that you're just never alone. So you've always got that support, whether it's in the form of training or that kind of emotional guidance or business guidance. You're not on your own. And obviously, as the BFA, the main thing for us at the core of what we do is ethical franchising. And so we ensure that all of our members have that real support so that their franchisees can go and be great. So what is it for you that takes your franchisees from a good franchisee to a great one? Hannah, what about you?
I think in terms of a great franchisee for us, it's just their ability to want to be part of the network and to really integrate and want to be a part of what we've got on offer. And then we are so lucky to have an absolutely fantastic CEO, Catherine Monson. She is the chair of the IFA at the moment. You know, she's really supportive of franchising in general. And one of her key points of discussion is that women can do absolutely anything in terms of whatever their direction is. So as long as people are willing to achieve their Everest and put their all into whatever they're doing, be that being a mother, be that being a franchisee, be that being any type of role, you know, within day-to-day life, as long as they're striving to achieve it and striving to ensure that they're doing the best and perhaps educating themselves slightly further, achieving further goals, that's the best thing that we could ever ask for in terms of a franchisee.
Perfect, thank you. And Mags, what about you? What takes your franchisees from a good franchisee to a great one?
I think Hannah used the believe word then, and I think that's really key. And it can be quite hard to believe right at the start because you've not got the experience yourself to sort of evidence that what you're doing is good. And I think if you're setting up in business on your own, that's really hard. But if you join a franchise community and you can see the other people and the success that they're having, you know, we talk in TAB about just borrow somebody else's belief until you've built up your own, and you know, you have other people's war stories that you can steal or borrow or, you know, plagiarize until you can actually believe yourself. And I think you know, for us, certainly once the boards are up and running, it's magic, and you see the help that you're giving business owners. Getting them up and running involves effectively, it's that naughty word, isn't that, sales, selling TAB to somebody. And one of our franchisees not long ago actually said, selling something is just talking about something with enthusiasm. And if you can do that and really believe it, the sales bit is dead easy, because why wouldn't somebody want to do it? Because it's so fantastic. So I think it's the belief. And like I say, you know, till you've got your own, just borrow somebody else's. But that's the point of a franchise community, isn't it? Because you've got loads of other people's belief to borrow.
Absolutely. So it's a little bit of fake it till you make it. Do you agree with the confidence? Yeah.
We've all done it, haven't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Angela, do you think the same?
Absolutely, 100%. And I love everything. Actually, our ladies were a bit scared of selling as well, Mags. And we put a lot of effort into creating a sales academy for them, because they think they're some kind of second-hand car salesman with some kind of horrible label, but selling's helping. And quite frankly, ladies, without selling whatever your franchise is about, you're not going to make any money. So you've got to kind of get over that, and fake it till you make it, I think is a good one.
Steph, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I think I'm hearing a lot in terms of the element of, you don't necessarily have to have the skills, that you're given the skills along the way, and there's a lot of mentoring and support and guidance to help build that confidence within women to start and run and grow their own businesses. And I think Tina mentioned as well about that element of transferable skills. So, you know, a lot of women running their own homes and running a family and all that kind of things, there's stuff that you're doing naturally, like running a budget and that you can bring into business, that you can bring into running your own business, and do it with confidence and do it knowing that you've got support behind you as well as the training. I just think, you know, there's something special about franchising that I think once women get a hold of it, it's just going to revolutionize the UK.
Yeah, completely. I think it's just from what we've chatted about today. So we've looked at sort of what you guys as franchisors are looking for in your franchisee. And I really hope that anyone who's watching this has seen that actually they've all got potential. So franchising gives people that opportunity, that support network. And it's something that ourselves at the BFA and EWIF are really passionate to keep shouting about, keep encouraging people. So thank you so much for joining us today, ladies. We've got some more really real life stories and a fantastic guide as well, really in-depth guide into franchising that's on both the BFA and EWIF website. So please do feel free to have a look at that. Is there anything else that anyone wanted to say as a final message?
I just think that franchising is particularly well suited to women. We love the support element of it naturally, I think. And you know, I'm sure I'm not the only one that calls my network our family. And there's always someone there to help support you, whether that is with all of the business stuff we've talked about, or just having someone to pick you up when you're feeling a bit down. That's what us women are good at.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's definitely something that our campaign is on. So we really are stronger together, and we hope that through this campaign over the next few months we can help you find your tribe in franchising.